Hey everyone, welcome to the Vibe Collective podcast. My name is Arun and I'm here with Austin.
Hey guys, what's up?
So, today's episode we will be reviewing Dominic and the Lady's Purse. And we have some thoughts, don't we?
We have quite some thoughts.
Yeah, but like Adim, direct movie review for people who don't know, Austin and I, we've been friends for like 14, 15 years now. So like മലയാളത്തിൽ എന്താ പറയാ അതിന് like ജീവപര്യന്തം, right? So അപ്പൊ അതിനുശേഷം ഇനി ഒരു മോചനം ഇല്ല അപ്പം. So we decided, this is kind of like our weekly catch up because I'm in Canada, he's in Dubai. അപ്പം ഇങ്ങനെ എല്ലാ ദിവസവും കാണാനോ പണ്ടത്തെ പോലെ ഹാങ് ഔട്ട് ചെയ്യാനോ പറ്റില്ല. സോ ഇതൊരു റീസൺ ആണ്, ഒരു എക്സ്ക്യൂസ് ആണ് ഞങ്ങൾക്ക് കാണാനും, ലൈക്ക് ജസ്റ്റ് ഹാങ് ഔട്ട്. ആൻഡ് again, we like talking about movies. It's always been like that. So that's basically this. And
It went from
go
so
ahead,
we
yeah,
used to stay together during college. I think good 3 years. It was us together. We were
yeah,
roommates. So from there, and so we had a lot that we had in common, like our taste in movies, our taste in friends who are not okay. I don't know if I should, but okay, we'll cut this. Okay, so anyways, all of that, and this was I think the right place to uh, we found a common ground to speak about movies and get a reason to connect with each other. And I and there's something that we were waiting for. I think the length why he's speaking about how long our friendship goes is because we're excited with the teaser that we saw of Empuraan. Uh, what are your thoughts?
yeah. So there was a lot of a hype for it, right? And it's the biggest movie and everything. And my first reaction was like, oh, okay. Like it didn't hit me like it was supposed to. Where it like it didn't bring down the hype, but it didn't like make get me like, oh, I gotta see this like immediately. So but then I saw that a second time and I'm like, okay, I like it a bit more. But
Same.
I'm just where I was before seeing it, where I'm like, you know what, I like it more the second time because maybe the burden of expectation ഇപ്പൊ ഇല്ല. Like I'm just now I know what it is, what to expect. അങ്ങനെ ഇരുന്ന് കണ്ടപ്പോ I'm like, okay, ഇത് കണ്ടതിനും ബെറ്റർ ആണ് ആദ്യത്തെ വട്ടം കണ്ടതിനും കാട്ടി.
Oh, okay.
But എന്നാലും I don't know if എൻ്റെ hype കൂടി or I mean കുറഞ്ഞിട്ടുമില്ല. It's kind of just the same. I just hope it's good because now ഈ ടീസർ കണ്ടപ്പം കുറച്ചും കൂടെ കാര്യങ്ങൾ wrong ആയ ചാൻസ് ഉള്ള കാര്യങ്ങൾ എനിക്ക് തോന്നി.
There's a lot of room for error and how it could mess up. You feel, yes?
Yeah,
Okay, now I'll
yeah,
tell how I felt. Okay, so I'm very super hyped about Empuraan. Okay, it's been a while thinking when it's gonna happen, when it's gonna come, and Prithviraj is known to deliver the best from like because his thought process and wherever he is now, he's manifested his life up to where he is. So
yeah. He's like a low key Mallukani if you
yeah,
think
like a
about it.
Loki Manjakani who told where he's gonna be like probably 20 years back,
Called
sitting
his
where he's
shots.
saying, yeah. So with that in mind, and also the exposure that he has towards how pan India exposure that he got with Salar, and also being on the distribution rights for KGF and all of that, he's got a massive connection, and also Leica's on board. So Leica production being on board means it's going to be massive. It's going to be a huge budget that Anthony Perumbal alone couldn't shell out. So they were like, okay, we need people on board, not like last time.
Co-production, right?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Just to interject. Did you know he also co-directed some of the scenes on Salah?
Who? Oh, yeah, he did.
Prithviraj.
Okay, maybe
Yeah. So,
I think
Prashant Neel is the one who said that.
oh, Prashant Neel said that.
Yeah. So you can see, you can clearly. Yeah, he said that it was nice to have like he was kind of like an assistant director also on the scene,
Oh,
right? So
nice.
you can clearly see some of that
There
KGF
is there is
Prashant
a
Neel
lot of
influence
yeah,
in
that's
this.
what there was a lot of. So someone said I was discussing it with this with a friend of mine. Appa പറഞ്ഞ്, don't this look a little like KGF or like Vikram? All those movies that came out after like KGF, post KGF, all those
Yeah.
Lokesh Kanaraj movies and അപ്പൊ അതിന്റെ ഒക്കെ ഒരു taste don't you feel? And I think that's what killed it for us a little bit because പണ്ട് നമ്മള് കണ്ട മോഹൻലാൽ in Lucifer was someone who was in that വെള്ളയും വെള്ളയൊക്കെ ഇട്ട് was walking around in Kerala. It was all very Kerala
It's
based.
a
Now
little
see,
more grounded.
yeah, ഇപ്പൊ ഒരിച്ചിരി post apocalyptic the same way how we've seen the other അതേ ഒരു ജോൺറയിൽ കാണുമ്പോൾ now we are like, ah, yet subliminally our brains like yet another movie that's going to look the same. But I have high hopes with what Prithviraj can do, and I am
That's
sure he won't
yeah.
disappoint. Like he puts a lot into effort into the movies. He's not like those other directors. For especially Catherine, like wherever he's on set and when he's with how he's a director, how stars in his the cast in his movies have said that he's one of the finest directors who's very he knows what he wants and how he wants it. So yeah, I think this must be yeah that hype might how do you say like I think what we said about that cake, that beautiful cake being present this time, it didn't look like a
Yeah,
beautiful
yeah.
cake, it looked like a plum cake now when we saw it. For those who like plum cakes, this is okay, but for those expecting something more than plum cake, I'm sure Prithviraj won't disappoint. They just showed a plum cake at this point, but all in all, I think it will do well. And Mohanlal might get a hit. കുറെ കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് കുറെ കഷ്ടപ്പെട്ട്
Yeah, no, no, that's, I mean, that's also there. But also to your point, when I saw the things I saw, which last plane in bullets fire in the
yeah,
dome,
yeah, yeah.
right? When I saw those things, I'm like, oh no, are we also going down that path?
Oh,
And
like those
then
machine gun shots, yeah.
my yeah, where കുറെ കണ്ടു കഴിയുമ്പം ഒരു ഫീലിംഗും നമുക്ക് വരില്ല,
Yeah,
ലൈക്ക്
now
ആ ഒരു
yeah,
ഇത്
there's
കണ്ടു
no
കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ,
yeah,
right?
I get what I'm saying. Yeah.
പക്ഷേ ഈ പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ, Prithviraj hasn't missed, so there's no reason to doubt him. And like he looks like someone who can differentiate from cringe and what
Yeah.
works like for us,
He's someone who's
right?
of that sense. That's exactly the right way to put it. Yeah.
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 And then he was talking about like teaser na munne where the lens he used is
Oh,
would be the same one he's going to use for the whole trilogy, where it's
oh,
not the normal I think the normal scope that they use in movies is 239-1,
okay.
and this one I think he's using 128, well, basically anamorphic lens, in the sense, I mean, yeah, I don't have to explain
Okay.
you, that where to get like more in the
Oh,
shot,
yeah.
like, so that's why if you see the teaser shot, it's like it's
Very
very
wide.
wide, like
Yeah.
so much is like in so much detailing is in each frame, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Which, so
Also
like,
not
it's
miss.
things like
Yeah. So
this where you don't,
more area,
yeah. and i'm
more field
sure
of view. Okay.
and I'm sure like other directors, like, care about it too, but the fact that he had that vision, like, I want this movie to look the same this way for three movies, and it's like it's a little thing, it's little things, but it also
Yeah, it's
adds
what
up to,
adds
like,
value
what.
to what he's going to present, and that shows us that he's someone who's dedicated to his craft, and he'll definitely show something of that craftsmanship. I think we
Yeah, so
can wait for that.
we
Yeah.
will put all hopes on this,
Yeah.
okay? And talking about hopes, I had hopes for another movie because it's a Mammootty movie,
I
and
don't know how he feels about the movie because we've not discussed
yeah,
about
no,
this
so
at all. So this is going to be very. We are going to be finding out right now how we feel about the movie.
so how it works is, if you're new to the show, how we do it here is, ഇത് fully spoilers ആയിരിക്കും ഇനി അങ്ങോട്ട്. So ഇപ്പം ഈ മൂവി കണ്ടിട്ടില്ലെങ്കിൽ you have to leave. അഥവാ either you've seen or you don't care, stay and watch us, because again, we don't care. But another thing is, so first we'll be going through the good, because let's always start with the positive. നമ്മൾ ആദ്യം നല്ല നമുക്ക് ഇഷ്ടപ്പെട്ടത് സംസാരിക്കും, അത് കഴിഞ്ഞ് നമുക്ക് ഇഷ്ടപ്പെടാത്തത് സംസാരിക്കും, and at the end we'll drop a review, and that's the show. We'll even drop a teaser for you for next week's show if we know what we're going to watch next week, അല്ലെങ്കിൽ വിധി അന്നുകൊണ്ട് സമാധാനിക്കേണ്ടി വരും. അപ്പോൾ ആദ്യം ഗുഡിലേക്ക് തുടങ്ങാം, as in ഗുഡിന്ന് തുടങ്ങാം.
Okay.
Austin, you start. Tell me, what do you liked about the movie?
What I liked about the movie is how Mammootty has taken up that approach over the past few movies to act in anything that comes in his way that changes any kind of stereotype. Where when I started watching the movie, I was expecting, and my great expectation, this was a proper investigation thriller movie where to the point, to the dot, a very serious setup. Like I generally don't watch trailers, so I didn't watch the trailer for this. I just listened to what
I
he
was going to ask you, did you watch anything like a teaser,
Nothing. I
trailer,
saw
ഒന്നും
nothing.
കണ്ടിട്ടില്ല ഇതിനെ പറ്റി?
I didn't know what it
Okay,
was, and I walked in. Like Dominic, we spoke
okay,
about.
okay.
Remember our? I even to some point thought
Yeah.
Mammootty would find makeup in from the ladies' purse from our last
This
episode.
was okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, when I saw the movie and how Mammootty has taken it is something that is amazing for a person of that stature within the cinema industry to take those experimental roles and try them out. It inspires other actors also, like Kunchaka Bobin, for example, having taken that Bougainville, I think that's all experimental. And to have that courage is probably because there are a lot of people at higher point, like Mammootty himself, taking that risk. And for that fact, I love uh, Mammootty having done that. Next being, I like the slow build for, like, initially it shows Mammootty is not someone who has that potential. He's just like potential autoritable, he's getting things sorted. So and from there slowly going on, you see how the story develops. Mammootty's character becomes a little more evident. Here and there you're confused about how Mammootty is as a person. Mammootty is nallalano pottalano. They keep you, the director makes you juggle your opinion throughout, and towards the end you hear why and how, and that sort of was very nice to see. uh the best part of the movie, I think, was the plot twist. That is the
Okay.
best thing that I like, how, because it was very surprising till the end point. There were a couple of things that you could figure out, that that she was the bad person, but to having known
Yeah. The why.
yeah, why, that was very nice.
Okay.
um,
Okay.
I think the small cameo roles, whoever came in and out, some were unnecessary, but it's okay. What else would you do to fill the time there? Uh,
Hmm.
Siddiq there, well placed, probably in that point.
Very the timing
With
of
the
it,
timing
right?
of it, very nice. Director brilliant,
Yeah.
probably at this point. uh, in general, cinematography was very nice. Gogol Suresh, oh, I have to say, not someone I expected to deliver what he delivered. I had very low expectations from him. But from that point, he did do a good job. I think there's nothing I would complain and say he could have done this better, that better. Alhamdulillah, like, I feel what was given to him, what the director asked of him, he delivered, and that's something I liked. Even the actress, I think that the Tamil girl, I think she's also not bad. She's done, I think, is it her debut? I'm not sure, but if so, she's done.
Yeah, so I do have the, because I think something that we, failed to do last episode
Yeah,
was
speak
actually
about
mention
the
people who worked on it.
yeah.
Because I feel like, and I don't know if you agree with me, I feel like if if we're shitting on them, I don't think we should be telling their name. Like,
Yeah, okay,
നമുക്ക്
we're not gonna
അവരുടെ
do,
പേര്
yeah, yeah.
പറയുകയാണെങ്കിൽ
It
നല്ലത്
it
മാത്രം
put,
പറയുമ്പോൾ
yeah,
പേര് പറഞ്ഞാൽ
I
മതി.
guess, yeah.
Yeah, you good with that?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you want to say the name,
No.
രമേശ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞവൻ
എനിക്ക്
അടിച്ച്.
അറിയണ്ട അവൻ ഏതാ
Yeah, no. So her name, no. Since you, what do you say? I wanted to say her name. Her name is Sushmita Bhatt.
so her.
This is the first time I'm seeing her.
Yeah.
Okay, so go ahead.
So yeah, she's done a good job. Not bad. Then I guess no one, I think, else was name worthy to say in terms of cast wise. Was there anyone? No. But whatever. In terms of lag, there was a bit at the start, but here and there it picked up well. The how the stories were connected here and there, that was nice. How a person going through an investigation, it felt very real. Like, otherwise it would have been like, like sadhana ഏതെങ്കിലും investigation, I think there would be like very big connects right off the bat. They would have figured out this that, and but this looked very natural. Mammootty, just as anyone, but a little more intelligent, was figuring out things. It felt more realistic, this investigation line, because the way he found the what do you say, the account number was with blackmailing someone else, rather than in any other case they would have called a cop friend, and a cop friend would have helped to find out and helped it out. And how Mammootty was paying everyone to get his way through. Yes, I think that's how it works in movies. Not in movies, in real life, you need to get your bribe across. A very realistic way of that investigation. I liked that. Very raw. And I think, yeah, those were the goods for me. And yeah, I have little bad, very little bad to speak about it.
Oh wow. Okay, so I think overall, I feel like you've definitely liked this movie more than me.
Oh, shit.
Okay,
Okay.
so yeah, no. So my goods aren't even that long. Okay, I have a notes over here which is bad. Okay, That's all just bad. Okay,
Wow.
so let me start off with the good. Okay, the good is like you said, it's basically Mammootty for me. That was
Okay.
the good.
Yeah.
Like he carried the movie for me.
Yeah.
Okay, I liked the background music, not the
Yeah.
songs. I'll
Yeah.
get to the songs
Yeah.
later.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
The song is
I
just
like
one song,
I like this.
or two.
No, there were three.
I even didn't notice. Okay.
No, okay, I'll get to that
Okay.
later. So, so for me, the thing is, like you said, I haven't seen this director's movies, Gautam Vasudeva movies before. Like, I know he's like a very popular director, and he's done some like some movies that are considered classics and whatnot.
Yeah, but
Okay.
he's actually a hit
I've-
or a miss director.
oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay. So again,
he has movies that
that's something I
were
wouldn't know.
supposed to come out with Surya, but Surya had difference of opinion, and the movie didn't work out and stuff. There's a movie that stopped halfway.
Is it Surya? I thought you were talking about. Isn't that the Dhruva
Yeah, that's with
something?
Surya.
That's with
Surya.
Vikram, isn't it? No, that's with
They
Vikram.
ended up doing it with Vikram because Surya didn't get on board.
Oh, is that how
Yeah,
it
yeah.
started? I don't
Surya
know.
didn't
Okay,
get
I
on
just
board.
know there's this one movie he has that I constantly see
Yeah,
but
it's
he
this
ഒരിക്കലും
movie. I
വരില്ല.
think,
Yeah.
if I'm not wrong, it's this particular movie. But yeah, so he's the hit or a miss director. So I don't think it's very, yeah,
Okay,
yeah. Every movie
fair
is like
enough.
about
So
his
in
first
this one, okay.
movie. Yeah, then and then
Okay, yeah. So anyway, so Mahmoodi, I really liked. Okay, I thought he was carrying the movie. So whenever he was on screen, I'm like, okay, now I don't mind watching. Okay, so for me, I feel like Mahmoodi is very underrated in comedy roles. Like
yeah,
funny Mahmoodi is my favorite Mahmoodi, Loki.
okay,
Right? Like I'm not like oh Mahmoodi needs to beat up people. That's not what gets me
okay.
going. It's like when he's like silly and like
You
when
like that
he's
too.
like yeah
But
no
you
because I
prefer
feel like
that or
people
you
don't tap
like that
into
too?
it. I prefer watching them more because you don't see him in roles like that,
Ah,
right? Where
okay.
because Mammootty is by when you think about Mammootty, a Mammootty role, you're immediately thinking of something
Yeah,
serious, something
yeah,
manly, something like like little bit tough and gruff and tough and all that
yeah.
stuff, right? But when you take a guy like that and you make him do comedy, there's like a certain level of extra layer of funny that comes with it,
Mm,
just because like your brain cannot process this guy is not capable,
yeah,
right? That's where it stems from, like, or
makes sense.
the same thing when someone like you, when the movie began and he comes into the Gokul Suresh comes into the office and then Mammootty's all strict. Now you're thinking Mammootty is like no bullshit
Yeah,
detective, right?
yeah,
That works because that's what you think of Mammootty
okay,
when you see him.
yeah,
But then when you see it's like, oh, he's not fully capable. He misses the deductions,
yeah,
like how the Goan the tattoo
yeah.
Portugal nalla, and then you which I also like because a lot of people don't want to look anganate pottane pole,
Yeah, that's
right?
what Mammootty taking up this role where he's not extraordinary was nice.
That's all the good I have. So now I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna. ഇനി നീ ബാഡ് പറ കാരണം എനിക്ക് അറിയുണ്ട് പറയാൻ.
Oh, my bad would be very
One
less.
more thing I need to add. One more thing I need to add is because there wasn't a show ഇവിടെ എൻ്റെ സിറ്റിയിൽ I had to drive
Oh, okay.
3 hours. I will drive 3 hours total. Okay, so it's one and a half that way, one and a half this way to watch
Just
this
to
movie
see
for this
this.
podcast.
Okay.
So so you can imagine my Desham is probably a bit more
I drove
when I'm
probably
driving
five
back.
minutes down and 5 minutes back, so it wasn't much for me.
So yeah, no, if I do 5 minutes, maybe the rating good, but anyway, that's external factor
Yeah.
definitely. But anyway, go ahead. I just wanted to have that
Find the
warning so that
baseline
audience knows
from
that
where this anger stems
they
from.
definitely അതെ.
Okay.
3 മണിക്കൂർ വണ്ടി ഓടിച്ച് പോയി കണ്ട പടം ഇല്ലെന്നാണ് പറയുന്നത്.
Okay, so my bad generally was how they finished the movie. That was it. Like after having invested 2.5 hours in that movie, the twist was nice, but how they went and stopped it, where she stabbed him at the back, well knowing through the call, discovering that she's the person, that he didn't have that immediate reaction to turn around and find himself to safety, go out and call Gokul Suresh or something like that, or find a weapon in hand, or അങ്ങനെ ഒരു attempt നടത്തിയില്ലേ being a cop. He should have done that, a little more situational awareness. They didn't show. One, that was the bad that I felt. Another thing was, what they didn't quite show was how Karthik became Nandita. The main reason why that whole thing happened, and Vinny had to kill him or that accident happened was because he couldn't save. He wanted to keep those files that he found against uh, the the other guy, what was Vijay Babu's company. So why didn't he expose that and make that an issue? All he cared was, did he not care enough about that particular issue? Because he was known to care about it, he just let go and he chose selfishly to become Nandita, became she. So I don't know, that was something that I was not very happy with. Second thing
It
that,
felt like that was so important to you that you were risking your life,
yeah,
and once you almost died and you just flipped and now you
yeah,
don't care about it.
yeah, that is something I
Okay.
didn't like how they did it. Then how they killed the.
I think the explanation they used is that's why I think they showed the childhood part to say, like, he always wanted to be a she. So
Yeah, but but at least use, email this, or send it out in a fake way, or send out like anonymously, send out the proofs that he has. There were so many ways for him to have done this. Yeah, Vineet would know he's alive, but alive where? He's so well. He became a she, and as Nandita, he was in a good guise, so he didn't have to worry about it. I mean, like, she didn't have to worry about it at this point, and she could have so much easily exposed Vijay Babu, but they didn't do that. That was one. And then how Karthik, when he was Karthik, how that girlfriend came in. We know there was a scuffle and there was a fight probably, but how uh, she died and how she ended up, they could have shown that part uh, a little bit more, of detail, because we've invested these many hours. We saw unnecessary fight between Shine Tom and Mammootty, and a bit of Gogol Suresh and running around, and
okay, where is Shine Tom?
yeah, we don't know. Ah,
Exactly,
yeah, I
exactly.
mean,
എന്തിനാ കൊണ്ടുവന്നത് ഷൈൻ ടോമിനെ? That's one of my bads.
it's a
Like he
cameo. He
showed him
came and went
like
because it didn't matter. Like, that was like a misdirection. I understand. But I wasted enough time on that. I'm okay with having wasted the time. But show me a little more. Like, make sure that I have my full, my appetite is, or at least, I'm not
whet
waiting.
my
Yeah,
appetite.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not waiting for more. So that's how they left this. And then I think the end where it's in the Caribbean and they just they made eye contact, and that's it.
No, Andaman,
Yeah,
yeah.
Andaman, sorry. Andaman, and they made eye contact, and that
Yeah.
was it. No, I would prefer them to have a little more conversation, something happening, and him actually arresting her or something like that. She catching her. This seemed very, again, another probably second part can come out of this. Yeah, a sequel is yet to come where she again stabs him and runs away, and the whole thing happens again. Because that's what happened the first time around. Mammootty goes unprepared again. He's alone. You can see in this. There's not even Gogol
Yeah.
Suresh, poor guy. All he wanted was to make some pocket
Yeah.
money. He ended up being part of murder, and now he's just stuck being a
I
Watson
know.
to a dude. And the guy knowing,
And Mammootty didn't even take him to Andaman.
yeah,
He
he
said
didn't even
budget
take
illa.
him to
ഞാൻ
Andaman. And
മാത്രം പോയാ മതി.
yeah, nothing was given. Gogol Suresh, poor guy, he was like a Watson standing under. At least Mammootty could have shifted to a better office. This was still that same building.
Mammootty calls him Watson in
Yeah,
the movie. Do you
calls him
remember?
Watson. Yeah,
He
that's what I'm
says,
saying.
Mumma lady
But at
there.
least
What's her
Watson
name?
had his
Madhuri?
career on the
Yeah.
side where Watson was a doctor and all of this. This guy wasn't allowed to leave to go to Canada and pursue his career. He's just stuck here. The poor dude is a cameraman he's like a vlogger at this point. However, so yeah, that was my bad, and I think the music was my bad. Um, yeah, overall, there was a bit of a lag, but I think Mammootty's screen presence made sure that we weren't bored completely out of our mind, and we were brought up here and there. And because it was Mammootty on screen, I think we are okay with that lag. I think that's my bad.
Okay.
Now let's hear the saga of bad that you have. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Dude, I okay. See now, people will think like I'm a Mammootty hater or whatever. But I mean, in fact, he's the only good in the movie. I literally started off with that. Let's talk about the bad, which is everything else. All right. So the first thing, whole movie. So when the movie started, like Gokul Suresh comes into the office as like, he watches the video. There's like a quirky vibe to it. Everything's going up and up, and so now I'm like, okay, I'm in. I'm strapped in. Take me for this ride. And immediately fucking crash lands when ആ വൃത്തികെട്ട ആദ്യത്തെ പാട്ട് വരുമ്പോ. Okay, the song where Gokul Suresh is
I
quote
know the
unquote rapping.
Dabsy. So, oh yeah, I forgot.
Okay,
That was my bad. I wanted to
it
mention
wasn't even
that.
Dabs. Allah, was it Dabsy who
If
sang
it's
that?
not Dabsy, it should be. either Dabsy, Fejo, or MHR. One of them. It sounded very, very bad. I don't think it's Dabsy. Yeah, true.
E3. No, wait, no, it's not. I'm looking at the Wikipedia. It's not. It's
One of those Mallu
I
rappers.
don't know. It's not showing.
I didn't even want to see who
Yeah,
made that
but
song. It should. It sounded a
okay.
lot like. Wait, let me see.
So this is my point.
Yeah,
It's not. It's not. I don't think it's Dabsy because that was in my notes. Because just because Dabsy sounds like that and can make songs like that work doesn't mean everyone has to do that, and doesn't mean it'll work, which it all obviously didn't. In fact, it was so forced, and that's my second, like, it ties directly into my next complaint about this
Tirumali.
movie. Is Tirumali? Okay, I
Tirumali.
don't know who that is.
Yeah, the
Okay,
guy with Samba.
so okay,
And Vijay
fine,
Yeshudas.
and we
Now
okay,
you know
so
why.
so my problem is, okay, that song was so unnecessary. It ruined the flow of the movie. Okay, and they were forcing Mammootty to dance. Okay, and it was so unnecessary because you can clearly see either he didn't want to or he couldn't, because the steps were exactly the kind of steps that they give Rajnikant now,
Yeah.
where the guy
The,
can't move, so it's
this.
basically just clapping on the
Yeah.
hands or some shit like that. Yeah, where I'm like, it's fine. We
Don't
know,
dance. We're okay with you not
they're not.
dancing. Just walk around, knock,
Yeah,
bob
nobody,
your head. We're okay with that.
nobody. Okay, or how about this? Don't put a fucking song there. Song in the
Yeah.
house.
Wish him
Nobody's
a
asking for
birthday,
a
make a
song.
joke,
If you cut,
make some
yeah,
jokes there
make a
and then.
joke, and yeah, make a joke and leave. Because, when Mammootty says, "Oh, nyanum varate," valinjeri vannapum, that was funny. So I'm expecting some funny stuff to happen, and it's just a song. Adinu vendi undakiya scene, right? And it's similar to the other song in the movie. And then there's like two more songs, and then the third song is when he's watching her dance.
Yeah, that
Okay,
was another
and that
shitty
was
song.
okay. Okay, so that was full disclosure. I thought that was the least offensive song among the
Okay.
three that they played in the movie. But my issue was, one, that song was weirdly short, because either the way they showed Mammootty in that movie, okay, like, again, full disclosure, we a couple of losers sitting and then commenting about a movie made by people with so much more craft than us. We agree. So take this opinion as it is, but this is my opinion. It was such a weirdly filmed scene, because you saw the way Mammootty was looking at her implied two
Yeah,
things. Okay, either you know what she's up to,
yeah.
okay, which we know at the end
He
he
had no
didn't,
clue.
or the second is like he trying to fuck, okay, which is still
Perverted
weird
way,
because
a
they're,
very perverted way of trying to
yeah,
fuck.
yeah,
And he did
because
say no,
because
and it's actually true. He kept saying, "I lost focus, I lost concentration." So that means that's what happened. He didn't want to.
but then I don't think he ever really like made a move, so the movie didn't really show us that he wanted
He
to.
did.
But also, if the movie ever went, when did he make a move?
Multiple times he sent Gogol Suresh away to find a dog. Why do you think he wanted alone time with Nandita?
Is that what they were trying to establish?
100%.
But okay, okay,
Like, go
but
kill my
now, okay,
game.
if
You're a
that is the
younger dude.
case,
Probably he'll kill my game. So Mammootty's like, you know what? Go find the missing dog. Gogol Suresh like, what? And they brought his car. They took Mammootty came in Gogol Suresh's car and then tell him go back now to go find a dog. And Gogol Suresh like, yeah, okay. What's it?
wait, is it his car? Didn't Gokul Suresh have a bike?
He
I
had a
thought the
car
car was
and a bike.
Mammootty's.
Mammootty didn't have a car. The car
Oh,
he already crashed. That was the landlady's car.
no, because he has color blindness, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. So he
He
doesn't
had
have
color
a car.
blindness.
So the Mammootty's landlady's car he already crashed. So now it's Gogol Suresh's car, Gogol Suresh's bike. This is what they're running on, and that's when taking all this he made him go back. But yeah, so I think it was implied. It was, and why I know for sure this was the case. At the end, when he turns back, he's like, the most important thing for an investigation is concentration and focus. And he's like, in this, I had concentration, but I lost focus. And he tells why because he was focused on her, and that's why this whole thing happened. He says that. That's the last dialogue he says in that.
Okay, so then the issue is becomes even worse, because there's like, probably in the movie they say, oh, തനിക്ക് എത്ര വയസ്സുണ്ട്, ഒരു 50 വയസ്സ് പറയുമല്ലോ എന്ന്, right? And then Mammootty says, oh, കണ്ടുപിടിച്ച് കളഞ്ഞല്ലോ, okay, implying he's not, like, in the movie at least, he's definitely not younger than that. He's probably older,
Yeah,
right?
where he
If
just
somebody
quickly
catches your
accepted
age,
the age.
Yeah, where like if
If
somebody
it's higher, you'll be
calls says
offended
that
and you
you're
would lower it. Yeah.
yeah, but if it's lower, you'll be like, ah, okay, call me, I'm just 50. Okay. So let's keep it at 50. Okay.
55
Even at
even.
50, it's over. Okay. Like, yeah, no, I'm being gracious, and even bro,
Okay,
നമ്മളിപ്പോ 50
exception.
വെച്ചാ പോലും
Okay.
ഈ പെണ്ണ് is in her 20s,
Yeah.
right? It's definitely weird, bro. Like she could be a daughter.
Yeah.
Like we're past that. Like we can't be doing movies
And
like shit like
they
this. So
didn't
that's
need it.
why I didn't
Or
think
the
Adanna.
one they didn't need it, or they could have made her a little more older.
Yeah, yeah.
Either way would
But
have been
then
fine.
then the problem is, I think, ആ Nanditene older ആക്കി കഴിഞ്ഞ് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ it doesn't fit with the she's the little sister, and then everybody
Karthik
should
could
be
have so
older
much
accordingly,
easily
right?
become older. Yeah.
No, so the thing is, so everybody would have been, or like you said, you know what, maybe Chechi akikude.
Yeah, even Cheche I get know. Yeah. By the script, they could have made it different. Yeah. So it would have been nicer that way, and it would be more like this was like an old man creepily trying to eye fuck her while she was dancing. And
Yeah, so that's my point.
yeah.
Didn't you feel that scene
Oh
was
yeah.
weird, right?
I didn't want to talk about I hated
Yeah,
that song, so I
so
didn't want to talk about that. Yeah.
no, my thing was, okay. So I made a note of that scene, thinking, okay, please tell me you figure this out, something in the dance. അന്ന് നീ ഇങ്ങനെ ചെയ്തപ്പോൾ എനിക്ക് മനസ്സിലായി ഇങ്ങനാണെന്ന്
Yeah.
അതുകൊണ്ട്. So like, so that's why, so, okay, now that's why you were looking
There was
അങ്ങനെ.
even an
അല്ലെങ്കിൽ
instance,
you're just
Mammootty's
വെള്ളറക്കമായിരുന്നു.
in the start of the dance, Mammootty's facial expression changes. And I'm like, oh, he's
Yeah.
figuring something out. He's figuring, wait, no, he's
Yes.
calm.
He's thirsting. He's thirsting. Yeah. And I'm like, see, okay, so this is another thing. Okay, another thing. We have, and this is we're still on the top of my hate list. Okay, another thing. The non Malu actors. Okay, the movie happens dead center in
Yeah.
Kochi. പക്ഷേ മലയാളികളില്ല.
Yeah.
മലയാളം സംസാരിക്കാൻ അറിയാത്തവരാണ്
Yeah.
എല്ലാവരും. Okay, like the Anglo Indian or whatever Amuma was fine for me. She performed well, and then like that is an okay character to be anganate oru
Okay.
character where Malayalam samsarikkan
Okay.
vaya,
Yeah.
but like
Yeah.
and the kind lady, all that's
Yeah.
good. The missing girl,
Not Malu.
again non
Yeah.
Malu. The missing girl's friends who she lives
Non
with,
Malus.
non Malu, right?
Karthik.
The missing girl's boyfriend who's missing, non
Non
Malu.
Malu.
The, so yeah, so
The
everybody is
sister.
non Malu. The
The
only Malu
sister,
is,
non Malu.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, everybody, right? Like the only actual Mallus is Dominic's wife, okay?
Even Swami,
And
I think
also,
that investigating that office, someone whoever helps Mammootty, that guy is also not Mallu. He speaks to him.
no, Swami is Allah. So Swami is the Balandran Chullikadu. Yeah,
Yeah, was he Mallu?
he's Mallu.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. He's
The only
it's a
next
writer.
person I could
Yeah,
think of, the ACP also, the police officer who Mammootty went to
yeah, yeah.
open up. That guy was also not Mallu.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So it's constantly. So by the end, I'm like, am I watching a dubbed movie, right? Because ഇത്ര ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടി എന്തിനാ ഇവരെയൊക്കെ കാസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നേ,
Yeah,
റൈറ്റ്? ഐ എം നോട്ട് ഈവൻ സേയിങ് എവരിബഡി വാസ് ബാഡ്, സം വർ ആബ്സല്യൂട്ട്ലി ബാഡ്, bad, ഇത്ര ബുദ്ധിമുട്ടി ചെയ്യേണ്ട ആവശ്യമില്ല. കാരണം എന്താ കേരളത്തിൽ ഇല്ലേ, അതും ഓർ പുട്ട് യുവർ സ്റ്റോറി ഇൻ ബിക്കോസ് why does this movie have to be in Kochi?
yeah. Put it in Tamil Nadu then. Yeah, make it if you want
Yeah,
to
so
badly
then you
cast
can,
him. Yeah,
yeah, right. So that's another thing. Okay,
true.
and length of the movie was an issue. So just removing the songs itself ഒരു 15 മിനിറ്റ് ചിലപ്പോൾ കുറഞ്ഞു.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay, and then non-Mallu actors, Shine Tom we already touched, who came in just to get sidelined. We never heard of him
Yeah.
again. Okay, that, like you said, I'll forgive it saying cameo, the plot continue ചെയ്യാൻ വേണ്ടിയാണ്. Okay, fine. Ex-wife, okay? Was there a reason for ex-wife other than Miyak ex-wife on the depth to the character? But it didn't really work because ex-wife on daily how easy Dominic does not change,
Yeah, Dominic. No,
right?
I think they just wanted to show initially how she had that pucham towards him, where we also were like,
Okay, fair,
yeah.
fair enough.
And then
I'm very
slowly
neutral
down the
about that.
line,
Okay.
when we find out that it's his color blindness, why what ruined his life and how he lost his wife, and then it showed
Yeah.
how Lena was the bad person from what we. As I said, they kept throwing Mammootty into light and shade, light and shade,
Is he
light and
bad? Is
shade.
he
Yeah,
good? Yeah.
kept doing
Okay.
that. And I think for that particular reason, they wanted to do this. But I agree, l- to an extent, then as husband didn't have to come there. But probably that was for Mammootty's side win of that case thing, to have that. Just for that reason that that guy came, because the guy didn't like Mammootty, the guy didn't like the dog, the guy had no reason to come up. He could just much as well sat in the car down there.
I think it's also to establish that, look, if you're showing a character, right, who is separated from his wife ഒറ്റയ്ക്ക് വന്നു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ, now you're still giving hope maybe they can get back together.
Okay.
But then wife is immediately with somebody new, kind of also puts the wife in a bad light. Oh, she moved on this quick and this man is still lonely,
Hmm. Maybe.
right? And another line under where she says, she shits on him. I forgot the line
You
where
haven't changed a bit,
I can't even
or is
remember.
it because
Yeah, something like
you
that.
haven't changed a bit? And he says, "Yeah, I was done with the old place, so that I came here." He's like, "No, figured when I went there, they told that you couldn't pay the rent. Paisa rent അടച്ചില്ല അതൊക്കെ ഇല്ലാണ്ട് പുറത്താക്കിയതാണ്." Yeah,
There was a slide
yeah,
there.
there was a
I'm
slide.
kind of
Yeah,
painting her in a
then yeah,
bad
don't
picture.
talk too much so
Also,
that
this is
can
not a
yeah,
negative.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, and this is not a negative. Something I picked up. Mammootty doesn't touch the dog. Have you noticed that? So the movie shows Mammootty touching the dog.
Yeah,
Okay, but anytime they actually show like a
it's
hand touching
hand
the
and
dog,
the
it's only the
dog.
hand.
Oh,
It's only
okay,
the hands.
okay.
Right? Even like ആ പട്ടി വന്നപ്പോഴും അല്ലെങ്കിൽ എന്താ പറയാ പിന്നെ എൻഡിലും ഇങ്ങനെ കാണിക്കുമ്പോഴും ഇല്ല,
Yeah,
it's always the camera just shows ഒരു കൈ വന്ന് ഇങ്ങനെ
I don't know.
തടവുന്നു.
Yeah,
Okay,
okay. Probably
and
you didn't
when
touch the dog.
and yeah, no, even when a fight happens in the house, the dogs kind of there, because bro, every single movie la നമ്മള്
Dog
ഒരു
would
like
involve.
protagonist വല്ലതും, yeah, when the dog comes in, you the whole the shot shows the guy
It's a
touching the
wide
dog,
frame.
because the thing
Yeah,
is our whole frame it kind of like humanizes the character, right? Oh, pattine idu, you can like ഒരു nicer shade of character
okay,
കാണിക്കുവാണ്,
okay.
right? But ഇതിനകത്ത് കാണിച്ചപ്പോഴത്തേക്ക് anytime they wanted to show him like petting the dog, it would just be a hand, like a body double. So I think he doesn't want to touch the dog.
Yeah.
Like I told
Another non-Mallu cast.
yeah, like I mean, but we don't know for sure. നമ്മളാരും പട്ടിയോട് സംസാരിച്ചിട്ടില്ല. But but most definitely, right? Like considering the rest of the cast, like like this,
Must have been
it's a
Mr.
Malu movie where the
Gautam's dog.
no no, it's the Malu movie. It's a Malu movie where the diversity casting is Gokul Suresh. Like he's
He
he's
was
the
that
diversity hire. Like
full.
oh, yeah, yeah, he's like, oh, നമുക്ക് ഇവിടെ ഒരു മലയാളിയെ വേണം. Okay. So, like bring the nepo baby. But like no, but that's what I'm saying, right? So okay, edits. Some of the edits in this movie was so jarring. I'll tell you a couple of places. One, the thing is,
I
okay,
wanted to
it
tell
hits
you
you.
why it is. Do you know how the audio is done?
Okay, the sing
Sync
sound,
sound.
right?
So it's recorded on
Yeah,
site, and I
on
for a
site, yeah.
point thought it would have been just my theater, but then afterwards I heard this as a review where Mammootty's voice was
Mm.
jarring. So they couldn't fix this even in I thought this was a theater
In
issue. Yeah,
post.
in post they couldn't have done anything to do this or asked Mammootty
Okay, but I'm
just
not,
double it
bro.
for us.
I'm not talking about.
It was Mammootty's
I'm not
dialogues were
talking about
all
the
jarring.
sound though. I'm not talking about the sound though. I know, but I didn't face that issue in my theater.
Oh, okay.
I think they probably fixed it or whatever. Because I know particular places where Mammootty the sound would sound off. I'll tell you where, like a go down local
Yeah,
scene,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
where
yeah,
it would
yeah,
sound like,
yeah.
yeah. So that's when you can clearly pick up sing sound in the
Sing sound was
problems
done
or like how it
horribly in
sounds.
this. I think whoever did the technical part of sing sound and audio, very bad. Mixing was bad. The audio, the spatial audio that they were trying to say, like if like at one particular point when Mammootty is in the room and he's talking to the roommates, yeah, the girls. If
Yeah,
the camera is showing
yeah.
Mammootty, her voice is coming from back. It's very muffled. But when she's directly
Mm.
shown, then it's very high. Here and there. What are they trying to prove here? They show it to us in one room. The audio cannot change so much. You're not giving us a 3D experience with this. So the audio is horribly done. Whoever did audio, especially Sing Sound, learned from someone to do this. It was challenging the way where they did it. I agree. In Kochi, in the middle of that hustle and bustle, to having had the courage to go with Sing Sound, where you have a very difficult area to control the audio, that is the pollution that's around. Don't try to take this kind of experiments if it's in places where it's in a car, do it just allow a very not where you are able to bring that environment to a controlled environment, then yeah, take that risk. But this, if you're gonna fuck it up, don't do it.
Yeah, no, my okay. So I wasn't even talking about the sound though. My issue is some of the cuts. Like I'll tell you two places where it was very jarring for me. One, when they decide on നമുക്ക് മൂന്നാറിലേക്ക് പോണം, and then it cuts into like a മൂന്നാറിന്റെ high range and
That
മൂന്നാർ
the
ഇങ്ങനെ scene
travelogue
എഴുതി
kind
വരും.
of way.
The
Yeah.
Okay, so the thing is the cut directly from മൂന്നാറിലേക്ക് പോണം എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞിട്ട് മൂന്നാർ കാണിക്കുന്ന scene
Okay.
ഇല്ലേ, it was like so like, because it didn't even give the audience a second to process എങ്ങോട്ടാ പോകുന്നത്. It felt very like YouTube short jump cutty.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
അതുപോലെ അതുപോലെ തന്നെയാണ് ആ ഇന്റർമിഷൻ കാണിച്ചതും. Do you remember? It was very jarring, like how they showed
Yeah.
intermission. മറ്റേ ആ പെണ്ണുങ്ങളെ രക്ഷിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടി മമ്മൂട്ടി പുറത്തു പോകും, and then it looked like, he beat them up or whatever,
Okay.
but it shows intermission പെട്ടെന്ന്.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
that part.
and
Okay.
then endil. Okay, so this is where I want to go. And then എൻഡിലാണ് അവർ കാണിക്കുന്നത് എന്താ
What
സംഭവിച്ചത്, right?
happened
What he
in
did
that
there.
part when he's explaining to
Okay,
Gogol Suresh how to handle it? Yeah. Yeah.
my problem is, so before that scene he got beat up in his house,
Mm.
right? So when so that's funny. So it would have worked so much better. പുള്ളിക്കാരൻ ഈ ഇത് ചെയ്യണം, പഞ്ച് ചെയ്യണം, നക്കിൾ ഇത് ചെയ്യണം അതൊക്കെ പറയുമ്പോ ആ ഇന്റർമിഷനിൽ ഇത് കാണിക്കാതിരുന്ന,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
It would be way more funny because a person who just got cooked is now telling you how to defend,
Okay. Yeah. You shouldn't have. You
right?
should have shut up.
And no, and then the person, and then Gogol Suresh is like, sorry, appam vanna veetlu vannappattekku, and then the joke works even better,
Yeah.
right? Because now you showed him be macho, and then he got cooked, so it's not that funny,
Okay.
because now you're saying he can cook or he can get cooked.
Yeah.
That's not that
Yeah.
funny,
Yeah.
right?
I understand.
And this, I think, is an underlying problem for this movie with me, is that this movie did not know whether to go all silly or be serious.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Makes a
it
lot of
If
sense
this
how you're
movie
saying
just,
this. Yeah.
yeah, because bro, if this movie, yeah, like just stuck to the Mammootty kind of Shikari Shambhu things just happen for
Yeah.
him.
Okay.
Like he korchu buddhi undu, but also he's kind of silly,
Yeah.
kind of
But it's
foolish,
more
clumsy.
realistic from
ആ
some
ഒരു
point around.
Yeah, but ആ ഒരു ആംഗിൾ എടുത്തു പോയി കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ then what? Then what? You can remove all the stunts.
Yeah. You can.
Stuntേ വേണ്ട. ഈ
Honestly.
പടത്തിലെ stunts were so unnecessary. It felt like we have Mammootty, we need to have fight.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just for that
അതിന്റെ
reason.
ആവശ്യമില്ല.
Yeah.
Mammootty has done movies without fights.
Yeah.
Mammootty has done movie without fights, and we as Mallu audience, നമുക്ക് ഒരു പ്രശ്നവും ഇല്ല Mammootty 10 പേരെ ഇടിച്ചിട്ടില്ലെങ്കിൽ.
Yeah. We're okay
Okay,
with it. Yeah.
yeah, if it makes a
Even
better, if
something
it
like
makes a better movie.
Vishwaparam, you see how even though it's a
Yeah,
couple of
yeah,
punches, it took the
yeah.
theater by a wild storm.
The storm, yeah, yeah. And this is what I'm saying, where it a lot of things felt like maybe it could be the like a Tamil movie director thinking we need those elements in our
Hmm.
movies, because a
Just
lot
to
of, like I
take
said, the
ourselves,
songs
yeah,
and the stunts felt
yeah,
very,
pushed.
very like, oh, yeah, forced, right? Like ഇത് ഒരു എന്താ സ്റ്റാർ പടമല്ലേ, അപ്പൊ എന്തെങ്കിലുമൊക്കെ ഒരു അടിയും
And
രണ്ട് സോങ്ങും വേണ്ടേ, അതെ നല്ലൊക്കെ. So അപ്പൊ yeah, that's what I didn't like. I wanted them to lean into the comedy and the silliness, because I think like whenever the movie went funny and silly,
it
those
became
were really
interesting.
good,
Yeah,
like
that's when
push.
it was there were
Yeah,
interesting shades. The minute it got serious, it
yeah,
became a bit boring. Yeah,
yeah. Okay, so then again I touched on this thing. Okay, Vineet. Okay, let's talk about Vineet as the villain. Okay, Vineet in there. Okay, Vineet, I know he was brought as a
yeah,
distraction.
yeah,
Okay, but again, full disclosure, we're nobody's, so we critiquing as we see it, right? Like ഇത് നമ്മൾ പറയുന്ന opinion ചിലപ്പോൾ തെറ്റാവാം, down, that's why it's called an opinion. Like I understand we need this distraction, പക്ഷേ വിനീതിന്റെ ആ character would work much better as a distraction if they played it as a straight guy, like in the sense ആ മൂവി കാണുന്ന എല്ലാവർക്കും കാണാം വിനീത് ഇങ്ങനെ ഓവർ ആക്ട് ചെയ്ത് trying to hide something. You know what I'm talking about?
I,
Where the girl is trying to say something. It's like, oh, when he loses projects, പുള്ളി ഭയങ്കര mood off ആവാറുണ്ട്.
yeah, it
And
was
then
very
I'm
unnecessarily
like,
covering up. We are overacting. Overacting chalaki എന്ന് പറയുന്ന same സംഭവം.
yes, and this is what I'm saying, because bro, നമ്മൾ സിനിമ കാണുമ്പം we immediately will like have that intuition in us. Oh, don't trust him,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
അതിന്റെ പുറത്ത് ഇങ്ങനെയും കൂടെ കാണിക്കേണ്ട ആവശ്യമില്ല,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So when he becomes a distraction. We are like, oh, we kind of knew, but he's a distraction. Let it go. Either they are obviously like just എന്താ പറയാ
ഇവനെ കള്ളൻ ഇവനെ കള്ളൻ
highlighting the no, ഇവനെ കള്ളനാ, വിശ്വസിക്ക്, yeah,
ഇവന്
and
കള്ളല്ല
then
ഇല്ല
and
ശരിക്കും
then
ഇവനെ കള്ളൻ
the thing is, the script did the same thing with Gogol Suresh, where Gogol Suresh would like throw the dumbest fucking explanation for things
Okay.
as misdirections for the audience, and we're like, nee pottanana, njan cheya jolly. like, like I'll tell you where. And so this is another one of my cons where it was so unnecessary. Where they said, "Oh, ആ വന്ന പെണ്ണ് സാരി ഉടുത്തു."
Okay.
Okay, and then Gogol Suresh is like, അവന് വേറൊരു ഗേൾ ഫ്രണ്ട് ഉണ്ടെങ്കിലോ സാരി ഉടുക്കുന്നേ. And I'm like, ഈ മൂവിയിൽ സാരി ഉടുത്ത് ഒരു പെണ്ണിനെ കണ്ടിട്ടുള്ളൂ, അവന്റെ സിസ്റ്ററിനെ.
Yeah.
So from that point onwards, I'm
You should
locking in on
understand
her.
that's her. Yeah, lock in on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But like, why isn't that your suspect? Have you seen like it's that Amuma and this lady? These are the only two people with sari in the movie.
Yeah, and the guy, the
But obviously, it's not the Amuma.
yeah,
Yeah,
no. So the guy could have no. The minute that the guy told about a lady coming in with a bag and wearing a sari, and the sim
yeah.
being activated, the first hit that Mammootty should have taken was to think, "Let me interrogate her and see." That's not what it went. It took a whole different trajectory. Yeah,
How
makes
many?
sense. Yeah.
No, like all you have to do is like, sari. How many people I know that are
Who
part of
all
his
in my
life I've seen
suspect
in a
list
sari
are
yet?
saris?
Yeah, there's one. This one. Remember that scene when you were drooling over this girl? She was wearing a sari. I don't know.
Probably got in his head undressed her, so didn't see it.
Yeah, it's like sari. But it's it's shit like this where and the baraya, like that was so unnecessary. If you just didn't say that sari line, I think like probably that like
There would be
I
more
wouldn't have
room for
obviously
that,
known.
more room for that thought process to expand around. Yeah.
Yeah, like the suspect list would have been longer. Like ever since they said the sari, I'm like, it's her. I didn't know she was trans, obviously, okay, but I knew it was her. Like it was so
All
obvious.
that was left for the Apupin was to say, yeah, Sari to Nandita came. That's all that was left to say,
Yeah,
probably.
yeah,
I think if that was the last thing that guy added, that's it, finished. It gave all the other clues. Thin, short hair, wearing sari, came and left. And like,
yeah.
sorry, who could it be? Mammootty, like, oh,
It's dumb shit like that where
yeah,
it. Okay, what? Okay.
okay.
And this
And
is the same guy. This is the same guy who will watch the news and predict the killer like 8 days ago. 8 days ago. Okay, like there
bad.
is, and he says deduction 20% error varum. That's fine if you like made like this is 100% wrong. Like you weren't
Didn't even
even
try to
you weren't
reduce.
even in
They didn't even go behind who the lady
no,
was.
you were not even in the vicinity of truth. Okay, like he പരിസരത്തില്ലായിരുന്നു. Okay, so okay, and now what did I miss? They found Pooja's body, and then like, did they even reach out to the friends? They're like, ഇനി നിങ്ങളുടെ ആവശ്യമില്ല, ചത്തന്ന പേപ്പറേ കണ്ടോളൂ. Like Mammootty went back to them twice to get more truth. അവസാനം body കണ്ടപ്പോ he called നന്ദിത കൊലയാളിയെ. By the way,
ഇവിടെ ഒരു ബോഡി കിട്ടിയിട്ടുണ്ട്.
കിട്ടിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. Yeah, and then she's like, എന്നെ എന്തിനു വിളിച്ച് പറയുന്നത്, ഞാനല്ലേ ഇത് മുക്കിയത്. എനിക്കറിയാം അവിടെ ഉണ്ടെന്ന്. Don't talk to me.
The friends are probably still running around worried.
Yeah, they'll only
Mammootty's
know in the
100%.
news.
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
okay. So this is the okay. Now the final twist, right? Which I liked. Okay, which okay. It's a trans person and whatever. So you wanna highlight like a trans person. That's fine. So if the intention, okay, because another reasoning കാണിക്കുന്നത് is like, oh, he got misgendered, and then like ചെറുപ്പത്തിലെ nobody accepted him as like a woman and all that,
Hmm.
right? But to really like, and the
Emphasize.
for us to really resonate with e person the plight, you should make them a little more nicer person. Because okay, achane konnadu, I can still be like, you know what, maybe he was miserable, treated you bad, always called you pennana, non pennalana, all that, right? Our girlfriend konnadu was straight up psycho,
Yeah. For what reason?
right? The girlfriend didn't do
Yeah, they
fuck all.
didn't. They should have shown
Okay,
something to what reason, like threatened him to say, "I will go complain to the cops," or some reason to having have killed that girl.
yeah.
Because
Yeah. So now the problem is, like, so now what you've established is like, oh, trans people are psychos that can go kill. Because if your intention was to highlight the plight of a trans person, അതല്ല ഈ മൂവിന്ന് കിട്ടുന്ന മെസ്സേജ്.
It was
It
a
just shows like,
negative.
oh, ഈ
Yeah.
പ്രാന്തന്മാരാണ്.
Yeah, ഇവരൊക്കെ
Yeah,
ഭ്രാന്തന്മാരാണ്.
because
The people who are just in the closet, they
yeah,
don't know what to do. And once they're out, they'll do whatever they
yeah,
want to do. That's how it looks like. Yeah.
yeah, you better not misgender them.
Yeah.
They'll kill you.
Uh,
Okay. Like, so what was the intention, right? Like, so appa avade, so either you're trying to portray trans people in a bad light, or you're trying to portray trans people as like, human beings and അവർക്ക് ഒരു spotlight കൊടുക്കുവാണ്, but it's showed in such a
the
bad
bad
way
light.
that it
Yeah.
doesn't help them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because nobody coming out of the movie is like, maybe trans people have a point,
Maybe they could be
like,
nice.
actually, no.
No,
Like,
all bad.
yeah.
All they
Yeah,
do is
it's
all they do is put poison in paisam and waste it on a regular basis.
yeah,
This is their
exactly.
straight up
Yeah.
modus operandi. Put poison in paisam.
No. I sorry, they don't have anything else. Or
Yeah.
ഇതുപോലെ തലയടിച്ച് കൊല്ലുക, or
No.
തള്ളിയിടുക. Like, why did this is my problem, where they wanted to do something and then the execution of it is so confusing that I don't know in the ഉദ്ദേശിച്ചെന്ന് പോലും.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So, like, yeah, and then അത് കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് again he doesn't catch her, like you said, like this സമർത്ഥനായ പോലീസാണ്, പക്ഷേ he's on the phone and then he's like, okay, ഞാൻ ഇപ്പൊ തിരിച്ചു വിളിക്കാം, എനിക്ക് കുത്തേക്കാനുണ്ട്, bye. Okay, and then he runs and then he's like, like, okay, like, what did you expect? Like, what did you expect? Yeah, this. Okay, I don't know, man. Like, for me, bro, like, honestly, like, fuck this movie. Like, I'm there, and then after seeing all this, you throw in the 3 hour drive I had to do to watch
Oh,
this. Dude, I was
I
irate.
see where your
Okay.
bats come from, and they're all very.
Yeah. So
Now that you say it, it's justifiable, but would probably be something that I would more so pick up on when I did my 3 hour drive back. You know that 1.5 hour drive that you did back. You just sitting there and be like,
yeah.
but why? But why this?
But
Why that?
no,
In my 5 minutes, I was
no,
easy
we
to
were.
drop it. I just got out, just had chai, came back on. That takes that much. But you had 1.5 hours to
But
think about. Oh, now to talk about this in 3 4 days. For me, probably because it didn't hurt me to go and watch this movie. It was very
yeah,
easy. I saw it on 50% discount, so it was buy one get one free. So
yeah,
all of that
okay.
put together, it was what would I have done otherwise? So it was just something I could
ആ
entertain
അപ്പൊ
myself.
അടുത്ത അപ്പൊ അടുത്തുള്ള സീറ്റും ഫ്രീ ആയിട്ട് കിട്ടിയല്ലേ?
No, I had friends to go. You are if I went
Okay.
alone.
Yeah, like, buy one get one free. ഓ, അപ്പൊ 2 സീറ്റിന് ഒരു പൈസ കൊടുത്താൽ മതി. എന്നിട്ട് അവിടെ നിന്റെ
I
പോപ്കോൺ
have
ബക്കറ്റ്
friends,
വെച്ചാലോ?
but
Okay, my
yeah,
bad. Okay.
you thought that's why I just speak to you from Canada. I
Yeah.
wait for this hourly
Like,
update.
no, you
How is Arun doing?
you're like, ഒരാളുടെ കൂടെ സിനിമ കണ്ട ഫീലാണ് നീയുമായിട്ട് പോഡ്കാസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ. So now it's time for our ratings. Austin, what is your rating out of 5 for this movie?
My rating out of 5 for this movie would be like 2.8, not 3. I'm cutting a little bit. 2.8. No,
Oh my
5. No.
god. No.
Yeah.
Round it up. 2.5 or 3. Go somewhere.
Then I have to go to
If you have to leave somewhere.
2.5. Yeah,
2.5?
I have to lower.
Okay. So that's a 2.5 from
Yeah.
that's a 2.5 from him. It's a 2 out of 5 for me.
Ah,
Okay. So because yeah, because 2.5
I was
2.5
expecting
is
to listen to.
still mid.
I was expecting to hear one from you, but I'm happy you gave two. I think that was for Mammootty one.
No,
The
no. Like,
other.
there is no, like, I didn't want to leave the theater like Marika,
Ah,
so
oh,
it's, yeah, no, it's not that bad, okay, but there is
leave the
enough
theater
good
still
in it
okay.
where I
There are
was,
movies that you don't even want to go to the theater and watch, like Baros.
yeah, yeah.
I
Damn,
said it.
dude, I saw some of the clips. No, I saw some of the clips online, and
Kids
oof,
in CapCut can
I
make
don't
better
under,
videos.
dude, I don't
Okay,
understand
before we shit, yeah, we're
how,
not shitting on that movie, like not shitting,
yeah.
reviewing. Dominic.
Okay, yeah, no, we're not doing that. All I say is like, you know what? God bless.
Yeah,
That's all I'm gonna say.
yeah.
Like,
Mammootty, good
നന്നായി
job.
വരട്ടെ
You tried.
എല്ലാരും.
Okay, but next time, just make sure
Yeah,
you know that the director has the ability to do this, or just call it out and tell him, buddy, you don't do this. Let's find another script writer. Let's fix all of this and let's write another
yeah.
movie.
Like right now, Momody has
Yeah,
standards,
now you
right? And
have,
this I
now
felt
you're
like was
up
below
there. Yeah,
standard.
don't lower it by just accepting it as and how the director wants. Yeah, give your creative inputs. We know Mammootty, you can do this, so I'm sure next coming up
Yeah,
movies will
because the
be better.
turbo
Yeah,
Turbo Kandapuram, I was like, this is okay, but at least I didn't dislike it itre.
yeah, okay.
Right, where at least, because the thing is, Turbo still you knew in the type of movie
Yeah,
ആയിരുന്നു, so a lot of things you can attribute it to അതിന്റെ ടൈപ്പാണ്, ആ ഒരു ഇങ്ങനെ മസാല ടൈപ്പ് സിനിമ വരുമ്പോഴത്തേക്ക് അതിന്റെ ഭാഗമായിട്ട് വരുന്ന പല കാര്യങ്ങളും ഉണ്ട്, which you can just, it comes, part and parcel of it. That's fine. പക്ഷെ ഇങ്ങനത്തെ ഒരു സിനിമയ്ക്ക് where it's, investigation quirky and all that, and they
not well
didn't
done.
commit to the quirkiness or the silliness.
Hmm.
So that's where they lost me. Anyway, so yeah, that's a 2 out of 5 for me. 2.5 for Austin. And that's basically. You have any more thoughts about this movie other
I've
than
stopped thinking about it.
thank God
The
it's
only
over?
reason I'm thinking about it
Okay.
is because we're doing this podcast, but otherwise I wouldn't think about
Podcast അല്ലെങ്കിൽ oh shit. I feel
even
like
if it
yeah,
did come on
എന്താ
OTT,
പറയാ.
I wouldn't. If it comes in that list and someone's there and they say, "Oh, Dominic and the person," I'd be like, skip. Let's not even. I won't even tell you why it's bad. Let's just skip it. Because it would be difficult to explain to someone how Mammootty chose a movie and did it so bad, you know? Because he's
Yeah,
of
yeah,
lately
like,
he's not known to do that. He's a
and he produced it. He
yeah, Mammootty
produced it,
company did it.
right?
So
It's his
he
own
had
production
faith in
company.
that movie and still did this. Yeah. So
Any more
yeah, I think
thoughts?
yeah, I don't like I said I don't want to think any more about it. So I think this is good.
Okay,
This is
all right.
much as the right spot to
So,
just stop talking about this movie.
all right. Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah.
We hope that you like, share, and subscribe. Again, we are, ഒറ്റയ്ക്ക് വരിവെട്ടി വന്നവർ.
Yes.
അപ്പം
No
നമുക്ക് അങ്ങനെ
nepotism, no
ആരുമില്ല
one to
ഇത്
support.
പ്രൊമോട്ട് ചെയ്യാനും. അതെ, അപ്പം just share it with everybody, and
If you
yeah,
like
we
it,
hope to see you
yeah,
soon.
do leave comments. If there's something that you think we should change the way we run the show, do let us know about that. And is there any particular movie you guys want to talk about? Let's hear that, and then we'll talk about that movie, even if it is older, because we just started and we would like to speak and any other languages also. We're open to suggestions.
And this is why I have him as my co-host, because he knows what I'm missing. And what I missed is mentioning that we have a Gmail ID that we want you to write in.
Yeah.
So it's vibecollectivepodcast@gmail.com. And I'll repeat, vibecollective.com.
You can leave it at
Messages.
the description.
Vibe
It's gonna be
Collective.
easier for them to,
Yeah.
copy paste.
Yeah, even പോഡ്കാസ്റ്റിന്റെ പേര് പറഞ്ഞു വരുമ്പോഴത്തേക്ക് നാളെ നേരം വിളിക്കും. ഓക്കെ, ബേസിക്കലി പോഡ്കാസ്റ്റിന്റെ പേര് gmail.com, vibe collective podcast gmail.com. റൈറ്റ് ഇൻ.
Oh,
തെറി
കൊറേ ആയി ഇവൻ
വിളിക്കാനാണെങ്കിൽ തെറി
പറയണത്.
വിളിക്കാം. അല്ല, തെറി വിളിക്കാനാണെങ്കിൽ തെറി വിളിക്കാം. ഇപ്പൊ ഞങ്ങൾ എന്തെങ്കിലും മിസ്സാക്കിയോ
അറിയല്ലേ,
ഞങ്ങളുടെ
തെറി മാത്രമേ
ബന്ധങ്ങൾ
ഉണ്ടാവുള്ളൂ ഇനി.
ഞങ്ങൾ
തെറി
വിളിക്കട്ടാ
വായിക്കാൻ ഒരു
എല്ലാ
ജിമെയിൽ അക്കൗണ്ട്
പിള്ളേരും.
ഒക്കെയോ? എന്തിനാ അത്?
No, പിള്ളേർ വിളിക്കട്ടെ. So, so so തെറി വിളിക്കാണെങ്കിൽ തെറി വിളിക്കാം. If you want comments on how we, what we can do to make the show better, or Austin പറഞ്ഞ പോലെ, like, things that we missed, or any movies that you want us to talk about, let us know. vibecollectivepodcast@gmail.com, and we will read your letter on the show. Austin ഇപ്പൊ ചിരിച്ചോണ്ടിരിക്കുക, എന്ത് പറ്റി?
How to make this show better? Just stop. An email that comes like that.
Okay, so
Fine.
on that note, thank you guys for watching. Bell icon ഇവിടെ ഇവിടെ ഉണ്ട്. ഒന്ന് മണി അടിച്ച്,
It's
support that
very
also,
wow.
so that you know when the next episode. അടിച്ചു കയറി വാ. Okay, and every Tuesday we'll be dropping new episodes, and there will be a teaser for next week's movie at the end of this, so stay tuned for that. And that'll be all. Thank you guys for watching. Take care, guys. Next week's episode we will be talking about.
Oh, really? You thought we're gonna tell you what we're gonna watch? You gonna dictate everything? You wanna know our future? No, that's not gonna happen. We'll watch and we'll let you know.
അവൻ പറഞ്ഞ അത്ര ഹാർഷായിട്ടൊന്നും അല്ല ഞാൻ പറയാൻ പോകുന്നത്, കാരണം ഈ വീഡിയോ കാണുന്നത് നിങ്ങളാണ്. എന്ന് വെച്ച് ഞങ്ങൾ എന്ത് കാണണം എന്ത് കാണണ്ട എന്ന് പറയാനുള്ള അധികാരം ഒന്നും നിങ്ങൾക്കില്ല. ഉണ്ടോ?
ഇല്ല.
ഉണ്ടോ?
ഉണ്ടോ?
അത് ആ അപ്പൊ അടുത്ത ആഴ്ച
ആ,
ഇല്ലാന്ന്
ഇല്ല.
ഓക്കെ. അപ്പൊ അടുത്ത ആഴ്ച അപ്പൊ അടുത്ത ആഴ്ച വരേണ്ടത് വരും. വരേണ്ട സമയത്ത് ചൊവ്വാഴ്ച
കാണുക
കാത്തിരുന്നാ മതി.
പ്ലീസ്.
മനസ്സിലായല്ലേ? അതെ. അതെ. കാല് പിടിക്കണോ? കഴിഞ്ഞ ആഴ്ച പിടിച്ചതല്ലേ?
പിടിക്കാം
ഈ ആഴ്ച വേണോ?
പ്ലീസ്.
ഈ ആഴ്ച അവൻ പിടിക്കും. അടുത്ത ആഴ്ച ഞാൻ പിടിക്കും ചെലപ്പോ.